apparently there's a time they even planned to unfollow each other on Instagram to see if they would trend. So Eloswag just outed them there. I was like, they think they even trend. So you saying that I'm looking for clout by bringing this up here, you know, we don't even have clout. Hello, welcome to Roundup with Naija Chick. This is your BBNaija Level Up Season Reunion Day 8 Roundup. I'm outside today and I slept really good this night, so let's just get right into it. Ebuka started off this show telling them, let's talk about the love matches that did happen in the house. First set of love bugs that they played clips of was Eloswag and Chomzy. So when they came back to set, Eloswag was like, it seemed like there was a lot of friction between them, or at least I would say miscommunication. Eloswag was like, it was a one-sided thing, and then when he heard her call him bestie during media rounds, that's when he was like, you know what, this is not going to work. And Ebuka was like, but did you guys even say anything about maybe being an actual couple? And he was like, yes, that they did speak about it in the head of house room. Chomzy was now talking about what happened in the house. She was talking about what happened after, how she checked on him. I think she just wanted to be friends. She checks on him, you know, calls him, you know, and stuff like that. So she was very surprised when she got here, being the reunion, and received very cold energy from him. In fact, the first day she greeted him and he didn't say anything. So since then she was like, okay, fine, she's not going to greet him again. They brought back something that happened in Ase when they went on that trip immediately after the show ended. Apparently Chomzy had left Eloswag in his room and went to go and see some of her friends in South Africa, but she sent him a live location. So when she came back, she said Eloswag was at the reception, was acting, where are you, where were you, was acting like a husband. That's exactly what she said, and created a scene. So they're like, okay, Eloswag, why was that a big deal if she had sent you the live location? And he was like, I was sleeping and she snuck out. So that basically to him was like sauce. Eloswag asked her straight up, so why is it that when we came back to Nigeria you kept a lot of distance? I'm like, you people, it's like you people save everything to come and talk about in reunion. You didn't even have a talk with yourselves. But anyway, she was like, of course you called, I ignored your call, it was too much for me at the time. When a woman says she doesn't want a relationship, it is not a do or die affair. But that she's very surprised by the attitude she's seeing from him here. In fact, as she's leaving this place, she's going to block him again. Eloswag was like, it's not the first time we're blocking each other. We've done this thing severally. Apparently there's a time they even planned to unfollow each other on Instagram to see if they would trend. So Eloswag just outed them there. I was like, they think they even trend. So you saying that I'm looking for clout by bringing this up here, you know, we don't even have clout. I think Eloswag genuinely liked Chomzy, but Chomzy didn't like him like that, and that is fine. Can they stay friends? It will probably always have friction, because from the way they ended everything, Eloswag was like, let the distance be there, he's fine. Chomzy is like gonna block him. So I guess that's a love match that almost happened but didn't happen in the end. The next clips they played was of Bella and Shex. Of course, we know that this is a love match that is still going strong. Kudos to them. So after showing them all the clips, came back to the set. Ebuka was like to Bex, you're not smiling while that was showing, you know. Anyways, when did you know that you and Shex were going to be a thing? And Bella was, I like the way Bella talks. She's very frank and I love the sound of her voice when she's talking. I don't know why. Anyways, she was like, the moment he walked into that door, I was like, I'm in trouble. But you know, I think why she didn't smile looking at all that was that she said something about the fact that my family, we don't do all that. She wasn't supposed to go on national television and be kissing, you know, and doing all that. That was not supposed to be her. That she is a proper good girl. And then, you know, Ebuka spoke about the fact that when they came out and they started their media rounds, it seemed to be some sort of break. You know, she wasn't really mentioning Shex in her interviews, and apparently it's her team that made her say that, kind of like say, I'm focusing on myself. So she was like, she just had to say what she had to say for the world, but eventually she was like, you know what, I mean, I'm still feeling this guy, so F it, I guess. On Shek's part, Ebuka now asked, okay, so when did you know that it seemed strategic from people who were outside? And he was like, it wasn't strategic at all. That when they sat at the table and they were talking, and Bella said something about she loves the soft life, and then when they brought their stuff, literally after that talk, he noticed that they brought in the same things in common. So he was like, okay, this is someone I can relate to. That it didn't even start like, oh, I'm going to marry this girl. Basically, they started off as friends, and then it developed to what had happened. Shek now said, I'm not going to lie to someone's daughter on live television. Even my parents are going to be watching and they would have been disappointed in me. So I mean, we're still here. He talked about his original team also. Apparently, he had gotten the same advice, do not mention Bella, and he was still going around his media around saying, this is my wife, da 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 da. So his original team actually left, called his parents, the ones his parents got for him, and said, we're not doing, he's not listening, and they left. Ebuka asked if he had met with Bella's family, and of course, he's like, yes, he has met with them. How was it? Did they grill you? He said it wasn't much of a grilling. Of course, there were so many things that were said in the media about him. We all know that. We might have all participated. But anyways, that they asked him questions, and ever since then it's been cool. So Bella has also met his family and everybody's cool. So Ebuka asked them, so what are you guys now? Like, has it progressed from, Bella was like, we're just in a relationship, which is cool. They still need time to get to know themselves and, cement themselves, and yeah. But Ebuka was now like, BBNaija has had 3 couples. I can remember Bam Bam and Teddy A, and Kafi and Gidoni. I cannot remember who the 3rd couple is, but it's like, maybe Bella and Shex in future, we don't know. But so far as they're having fun and everybody's happy, that's okay for me. Then it came time for them to play Danielle's clips. So I was like, okay, how are they going to play this? And they played her clips with Khalid first, and then they played her clips with Dotun. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Let's just talk about everything at once. When they got back to set, Ebuka now asked Danielle, so was Khalid right? Because when Khalid came out of the house, he straight up called Danielle my girlfriend. Was he right to call you his girlfriend? And she's like, 1,000%, 100% he was right, because they had that discussion and they had agreed, okay, we are, dating, or at least possibly going to date outside the house. So he was right. She was also asked, when did it click for you with him? And she said around day 6. I mean, she liked what he was selling. So yeah. For Khalid, he was like, it clicked for me at the Saturday party. I think 2 weeks in, he mentioned, when he just saw the way she moved and stuff like that, I guess it clicked for him as well. When asked why he was so confident to really like declare my girlfriend, and he was like, the energy was retaliated, so he had nothing, to worry about. And that even when he left, he already knew that if something happened after he left, he was not going to be mad, because he had been in that house. He also sees how intense it was. So he wasn't going to be mad. That he only started having doubts about what they felt for each other when she got closer and closer and closer to Dotun. But as it stands right now, that they're good friends, which I love for both of them. I mean, it is what it is. On Daniela's part, she said she wasn't keen on continuing anything when she got out of the house, because at that point she was basically done. When it came time for Dotun to speak, he was more or less like sorry for some of the things, how he handled his media rounds basically, because he didn't really protect Danielle the way he feels he should have. And I mean, we all saw that the backlash didn't really go to the guys, it went to the girl. I mean, the backlash really went to the girl, so he felt he should have been more protective of her. Overall, they're still good friends. I like that situation. They didn't take themselves so seriously, and they're still able to, like, they may be a little bit especially on the guy's part, but I like the fact that they're still cool. So yeah, again, another love match that didn't happen. There was also some talk about Ilebaye and Dotun, and maybe there was something there. Ilebaye was more of, I wanted to get to know him after the show, not in a relationship, just know who he is. There was also some talk about Ilebaye and Kes. Kes was a housemate who was married, and something about Ilebaye walking up to him and talking about a case, something of that sort. Kes was like, he didn't even clock what had happened until he saw clips after, but that Ilebaye respects him and his marriage. And I guess, they just wanted to clear that off, and I didn't even really understand how they cleared it off. But yeah, that is where the episode ended. The only thing I do not like about this reunion is the fact that they give us literally, let me say 25-minute show, because it's supposed to be a 30-minute show, but they're art, so let's say 25-minute show, and we have to wait till like 10 p.m. to say, by then, I mean, I want to be sleeping, please. But that's the only thing I don't like about it. Everything that they're talking about, if they got time, they're just prolonging it. I feel they could have done this thing and finished in 1 week, if it's a 1 hour show. But okay, or whatever, we will still continue watching, and I will still continue coming back to do the roundup for you guys. All right, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, turn on your notifications as well, and please check out my Facebook page. It is Rant of a Naija Chick. I am on Instagram with the same name as well, and I will see you next time with the next one. Bye, have a good day. The sun is out. Go and hustle.